So I'd planned to just give you guys the link for this Understanding the 4 Different Types of College Deadlines. You could read the article and get that information, on your own. But I did want to make a video because I do think there's like some important information that might be a little bit deeper than this article provides. So this article tells you about the 4 different types of college deadlines. There's the regular decision deadlines. It's most common. It's typically around the beginning of January. Colleges send the acceptance letters usually in March, and then you have until May 1st or the end of April to accept. Lots of pros and cons. Pros, plenty of time to complete your applications. You can apply to as many schools as you like. There's time for retaking college admissions tests during your senior year. Cons, it may be a lot to try to do this during the final months of your senior year because you're also going to be applying for scholarships and dealing with second semester senior stuff. There's actually less time to prepare for college, so you'll have less time to choose a school once you have those admissions decisions. There's early decision, which is a binding contract for students. So this is where typically early decision deadlines are like October 15th to November 15th. If you apply early decision, then you are contractually obligated to attend that school if they admit you. So it shows that school that you're set on attending there. It's your first choice, shows commitment. You're typically going to get a faster response, so you'll know sooner, usually, early December, mid-December. Some schools have higher acceptance rates for early decision students. Cons, it's a binding contract, so it's a huge fee if you decide you don't want to attend that school and they've admitted you. Your application is due sooner, and you can only apply to that one college until you've received your admissions decisions. So if they deny you, you can apply to other schools, but until they give you that decision, you can only apply to that one. Early action deadlines. So for early action, it's similar to early decision in that the deadlines are usually earlier, typically between October 15th and December 1st. You send in unlike early decision, it's not binding, so you're not obligated to attend any particular school. If multiple schools accept you, then you get to choose between them. And there's no deposit required for early action. So pros, it's not binding. You receive an earlier response, so you have more time to decide on which college you want to attend, and some schools have higher acceptance rates. Cons of early action, your application is due sooner, so you have to get started right away in August 1 when the application opens. And then it can be tough to remain focused on school once you know your applications have been submitted, but that's just something that comes with senior year, I think. So you want to make sure you stay focused on keeping your grades up. We're going to come back to early action because that's the one I want to talk more about. Rolling admission deadlines. So this is where the final deadline is the same as a regular decision deadline. So January 1st, March 1st, for some schools, June 1st. The difference is that when you submit your application, they go ahead and evaluate it and give you a decision when you've submitted. So you still have plenty of time to complete your application, and you quickly get a response about your admissions decision. Now with rolling admission schools, if you turn it, the later that you turn it in, the harder it could be to get in, depending on how many spots they've already given up. And then not all colleges have rolling admission as a choice, so some of them don't even offer it. The article talks about how to know which one is right for you. So, if you're not 100% sure where you want to attend, regular decision might be a good option. Early decision, if you know you want to go to one school, then you can opt for that early decision. Early action, if you have a few schools that you're interested in, but you're not 100% positive, you can apply through early action, and it can be a strong option. And then rolling admissions is a good option if you'd like to have another school that you'd like to apply to after completing early action applications. So it's a good option for that. Also, if you decide later on in the school year that you want to apply somewhere, rolling admission schools offer that as well. So going back to early action, a lot of schools have what they call a priority deadline. And that priority deadline is very, 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 very important because it is the deadline that you'll be looking for scholarships, for certain programs, for various reasons. So, for example, if you wanted to do engineering at OSU, their early action deadline may be required for that program. So you want to make sure you're looking at your schools, the deadlines on the college website and seeing what they have to say about, the different deadlines. But really keep an eye out for it. Like UC last year, their early action deadline was their priority deadline. So if you didn't apply by that early action deadline, then you weren't eligible for some other bigger scholarships. So definitely look for priority deadlines as well. That pretty much covers it on the deadlines, and I'll link this article as well.